MACC is reported to have deployed its Special Tactical Squad in heightened security at an event featuring its Chief Commissioner Azam Baki today. Meanwhile, Rafizi has hit back at Ramanan over his claims that 750 million ringgit was spent on vending machines. This and more on KiniNews. Security was reportedly tightened at an event attended by MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki today. This came following a protest incident at an event he attended last week. The MACC reportedly deployed its Special Tactical Squad, with elite officers stationed at every entrance of the Bangi Avenue Convention Centre, where Azam delivered a convocation address. The event saw civil servants receive certification as integrity officers after completing programs under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Academy last year. Besides the tactical squad, several media outlets reported that police and auxiliary police were also stationed at the venue. According to Sinar Harian, the heightened security was in response to an incident last week where 3 protesters interrupted Azam's event at the World Trade Center, Kuala Lumpur. In addition to the increased security presence, reports said that members of the media were required to register and obtain special passes before being allowed into the event hall. The ceremony, which began at 8:30 a.m., concluded without incident, with 486 officers from both the public and private sectors, including GLCs, receiving their certificates. Previously, on April 7th, 3 individuals were arrested after holding up placards reading Tangkap Azam Baki during a separate event where Azam was delivering a keynote address. The trio, Mandiri coordinators Hamdin Nordin and Farurazi Khairul Rajal, and Liga Mahasiswa Malaysia activist Ahsanul Akmal Sulam were released on April 9th and are being investigated for obstructing public servants, trespassing, provocation, and public nuisance. Former Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli has responded to Human Resources Minister Ramanan over his claim that 750 million ringgit of public funds was spent on vending machines under the People's Income Initiative. In a post on X, Rafizi said the attack was misguided and based on inaccurate information. Rafizi explained that under the 12th Malaysia Plan, launched in 2021, 1.5 billion ringgit was allocated until 2025 for poverty eradication, of which half, or 750 million ringgit, was channeled towards various IPR initiatives. Rafizi stated that the initiative, which he launched in 2023, comprises 3 components: Intan for group farming, Insan for food entrepreneurship, and Iksan for service workers. He said the breakdown is approximately 50% for Intan, as opening land for modern farms costs millions per project, 30% for Insan, under which the vending machine component falls, and 20% for Iksan.
Saya boleh saman terus dan menang kalau saya nak. Tapi takkanlah hidup kita ini kerjanya turun naik mahkamah tiap-tiap hari bila ada orang yang secara berterusan menyerang kita. Tuduhan Ramanan bahawa 750 juta untuk vending machine itu sudah tentu mengarut. Kiraannya mudah. Bagi setiap peserta, kerajaan menanggung RM700 sebulan sebagai sewa. Jumlah sasaran untuk tempoh 3 tahun ialah 4,900 orang penerima di seluruh negara, jadi jumlahnya 82 juta ringgit. Tapi 82 juta ini akan terus memanfaatkan penerima akan datang kerana mesin itu ada di lokasi-lokasi strategik yang menjana ribuan ringgit setiap bulan. Ia sama macam kerajaan membina kedai-kedai kecil di seluruh negara tapi pada harga yang jauh lebih murah.
From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Speculation is mounting that Putrajaya could call for elections this year, despite the ongoing fuel crisis. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had said 2 weeks ago that polls would not be held within the next 2 months. However, talk persists that a snap election could still be on the table soon after. The speculation comes as the government continues to grapple with rising fuel prices driven by the West Asia conflict. Commenting on the timing of possible snap elections, Pacific Research Centre Malaysia Principal Advisor O Isan, said holding elections sooner or later may not make much difference. This is as any gains from a possible improving economy would likely be minimal. He added that the only clear advantage of early polls would be to capitalize on the opposition's current disarray. Meanwhile, International Islamic University Malaysia Political Science Associate Professor Shahzar Shukri argued that delaying elections would better serve the government. She said postponing polls would signal a focus on governance, particularly managing the economy, and give the administration more time to regroup following recent defeats. Shahzar also expressed doubt that pushing for early elections on a message of stability and continuity would resonate with younger or undecided voters. She noted that voters today are looking for more tangible outcomes, not just promises of stability. A police inspector has been detained in connection with a hit-and-run case involving a traffic policeman last Friday. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Fadil Marsu said the 40-year-old suspect has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and is currently on special medical leave pending retirement on medical grounds. He was arrested at about 3:45 p.m. yesterday at Jalan Empat in Chansaullin after police tracked his vehicle through intelligence and CCTV footage in the Jalan Cheras area. Police said attempts to stop the vehicle failed after the suspect fled dangerously, ramming several vehicles, including a police MPV, before he was eventually surrounded and arrested. 7 vehicles were reportedly damaged in the incident, including 5 civilian cars, a police MPV, and a motorcycle belonging to an officer. A breathalyzer test on the suspect returned negative, while a urine test is being conducted. The case is being investigated for reckless driving and for obstructing a public servant in the discharge of his duties. Police are urging other motorists affected by the incident to come forward and lodge reports at the nearest traffic police station to assist in the investigation. In the earlier incident last Friday, a 27-year-old traffic constable was injured after being hit from behind while directing traffic at Jalan Sultan Yahya Petra.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe.
The government has reassured the public that diesel supply remains sufficient nationwide. This comes amidst concerns linked to the ongoing West Asia conflict. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Armizan Muhammad Ali, however, said that enforcement measures will continue to be strengthened to prevent leakages amid current global uncertainties. According to Bernama, he acknowledged several isolated disruptions had been reported, but stressed that these were due to logistical issues, such as delays in deliveries to ports and depots, and not a shortage of supply. He added that these issues have been and are being addressed promptly. He also urged the public to lodge complaints via the official platforms of the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry, KPDN, if any petrol stations face supply shortages. He said this after attending the Sentuhan Kasih program and the Ramah Madani Sales program, PJRM, in Kampung Bratan today. Armizan stated that the government will continue to strengthen PJRM as a key intervention mechanism to help the public cope with rising living costs. Yesterday, Deputy Prime Minister Fadillah Yusof had said that police will be temporarily deployed at high-risk petrol stations along border areas as part of a crackdown on fuel smuggling. He said the deployment covers 151 fuel stations flagged by the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry for tighter monitoring. Bersatu may be outvoted at the next Perikatan National Supreme Council meeting over Larut MP Hamzah Zainuddin and his supporters' bid to stay aligned with PN following his sacking. This is according to a former Bersatu lawmaker aligned with Hamzah. Machang MP Wan Ahmad Faizal Wan Ahmad Kamal told Malaysia Kini that the top leaders of Bersatu, PAS, Gerakan, and the Malaysian Indian People's Party would be voting on the bid. He said that if the majority decides to accept Hamzah's group, Bersatu would have no grounds to object. He added that Bersatu should remember that 19 MPs in Hamzah's faction, including Hamzah himself, have declared their support for PN. He questioned whether Bersatu could block them if PAS and other parties are willing to accept them. Since his sacking from Bersatu on February 14th, Hamza has launched his reset movement but consistently remained coy about his political plans, beyond referencing a new home that he intends to keep aligned with the federal opposition. Apart from the support of many Bersatu division members, Hamza has claimed the support of 18 current SEC and suspended MPs from the party, leaving Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin with the remaining 5. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.